Hades, look!
Our daughter.
Oh, Malinois, you're back. We thought we might find you here. Well, Hades did. I never would have guessed.
Your mother and I had looked forward to seeing you again ever since you departed. How have you fared? Are matters in the crossroads well in hand?
Everything is more or less all right, Father. It's good to see you in this chamber in far better spirits than before, though why return to such a place? I'd have thought you'd rather be just about anywhere else.
The house is partially in order, but the rest of Tartarus yet bears the mark of my father's extravagant tastes. Whatever harm he caused our family, undoing his decor shall take longer still.
Grandfather shall do his part. It also means I get to say hello.
Well, I shall do my small part then, in the retracing of your steps, provided I may be of service still.
Soot from the house?
Till next we meet.
Thank you too. Mother, Father, I'm so grateful to have you back in my life. We've so much to catch up on, but all the time in the world. For now, this is just a small housewarming gift.
Thank you, this is perfect. Our supply bag at the house has disappeared. Perhaps Kronos had a taste for it.
Nectar from the highest peaks. To think we once forbade this substance here, though that was well before your time. Thank you, daughter. And we have something here for you in turn. A small token, but a symbol of our family as well.
Please, take it.
Thank you both for this. So glad to see you. Mother, Father.
You're here.
Thank you, daughter. We could certainly make use of this. Hades had a particular idea for it, in fact.
If you would permit it, daughter, I would offer up such nectar to the shades assisting in the underworld renovations underway, as an added token of appreciation for their toil. Is that acceptable to you?
Of course, Father. It's yours to do with as you please, and I can think of no finer purpose for it than to reward those shades who have remained loyal to us through all this.
I asked your father to prioritize the renovation of this chamber, if this is to be the place where we meet up now and again. And do you know what he said?
I merely said we ought to leave this chamber's updating for last, for I would not erase the memory of how it is, though perhaps it shall remain this way for ages at the current rate. Our blessings.
Be well, Mother.
You too, my baby girl.
Mother, Father.
Such a fine bottle. We graciously accept. You know, you remind me of your brother sometimes.
These customs that we share from those above, I ask that you not follow our traditions blindly. Such traditions may be partially responsible for the many mistakes that led us to this point.
I share your cautious feeling about this, Father, but of the many traditions of the gods, the act of giving nectar to those we care for seems one of the better ones in my estimation. How fare the renovations to the house thus far? It was looking rather far along even before I departed.
Appearances can be deceiving, as you must already know, daughter. The initial work is rather quick. Addressing the details takes much longer.
Especially if all the details must be exactly as before.
And why should we settle for less? Anything that we did not want changed ought to remain as we desired it.
Sounds like a big undertaking. Can I do something to assist?
Best leave this one to us, Malinois. we're pleased to see you here. Your father can administer his blessings and take his mind off of everything. Isn't that right, Hades?
Just make your choice and go, daughter.
Family.
Malinui.
Welcome. You ought have many others who would welcome such a gift. To have been raised in the seclusion of those crossroads, I fear it must have been a very solitary life. More so than one would like.
Solitude is not always such a bad thing, but certainly it couldn't have been easy on you.
You need have no such fear. Growing up in the crossroads was never easy, but I never felt alone. I always had somebody or something to confide in. I would speak sometimes even to a fountain that we have in your honor.
Your words are not as persuasive to me as either one of us would like. If you had grown up in my house, you would have been showered with attention, not forced to harden your hands with toil, especially for one so young.
I have never regretted what I had to do, Father. And what friendships I have, I cherish. Perhaps I could have grown up with more, but I had everything I needed. Besides my parents, and brother and dog.
And now you have us too.
Thank the fates. How have you two been doing in all this? It must be quite a stressful time, having to get the house and underworld back in order.
Oh, it is somewhat less stressful than being imprisoned, fearing the worst for my family and dog, and watching the underworld become unrecognizable.
It's very different in my case. One moment I was a new mother, and now I'm not. For what it's worth, you are an adorable baby, Malinui.
You could always try and have another child, I suppose. We have nowhere near the numbers on Olympus, besides.
Let us not tempt the fates with such talk, wherever they may be. You and your brother are more than sufficient. Shadows conceal you.
It's you.
Malinui.
Don't snap my head off, boy.
I probably won't.
I know some of the nectar's going to our loyal shades, but I would like for you and Mother to enjoy this one yourselves. Whenever the occasion fits, just sometime.
The occasion for such pleasantries. Perhaps after our underworld renovations are complete, and we have taken proper stock of our resources and the shades, then finally we may accept a moment of reprieve.
Oh, stop it, Hades. Surely we can make good on Malinui's request sooner than that. You know better than anyone that the toil never ends, so the moments of reprieve have to be seized when they present themselves.
Thus speaks the Queen. Thank you for this, daughter. But you truly need not spare such thoughts on us. We have each other once again. I myself have want for nothing more. We heard of the return of the three fates. How much you had to do with it shall be for you to know. But tell us, were they in good spirits at the least?
They seemed to be. Clotho, who spoke the most by far, she seemed in quite a cheery mood now that you mention it. So much so that I have trouble imagining her otherwise.
Then we are fortunate, perhaps, for they can be a temperamental bunch. Their moods may not solely dictate the nature of their weavings, but certainly must correlate.
We were told they would cease their weavings for a while. You don't believe it, do you, though, Hades?
No, absolutely not. Although I welcome each of you to draw whichever conclusions you see fit.
Mother, Father.
Hello, daughter.
Now that you've had a nectar for a small occasion of some sort, I did also want to give you this. For a more special time, perhaps long from now, after we've practically forgotten how it was living apart, and the circumstances call for merriment.
This is Ambrosia. And with such a hue as could have only come from the source. Daughter, thank you.
Ambrosia from the heavens themselves. I scarce remembered save her, but I never shall forget what it was like living apart. Nor should any of us long for time to take the pain of it away. Let us remember always how we reached this point together.
When I was little, Lady Hecate said something similar. But the pain of the past shall always linger, though assert itself less frequently with age. Well then, perhaps we ought to celebrate the memory itself. An eon from now, for all I care.
A celebration an eon from now would leave us with plenty of time for preparation, so why not, Hades? Ambrosia such as this ought to age nicely till then.
Please let me know if I can help with any of the planning when the time comes. Or if there's anything else I can do while you're getting the house back in order.
It's we who should be asking this of you. When you were born, Hades and I thanked the fates that we were blessed with such a child. But we had positively no idea.
Thank you both.
We've you to thank for the return of Hypnos, I suppose. Although it took his return for me to realize that he was gone.
But that's only because we've not been taking in as many newcomers as we once did. Isn't that right, Hades?
The court has remained closed. Nevertheless, there are growing numbers of shades awaiting their turns, and we require Hypnos to keep them orderly and informed.
He's going to have difficulty keeping all of them at bay if there's no telling when court shall reopen, though.
Oh, we need not bore our daughter with administrative drudgery. The point was merely that this missing son of Nyx has now been located. One fewer matter to resolve.
Mother, father.
Yeah.
It's her.
Do you have opportunity to speak with the Witch of the Crossroads? With Hecate? Now and again?
Given her charge, we're not really supposed to be seen sipping ambrosia together at this point. Though the same is true of you. We do hear about her, but respect her privacy.
Oh, I see. Well, anyhow, I think that it would mean a lot to her to hear from you every so often, if you don't mind. She fought so hard for your return. Harder than anyone.
Well, I think we can find a way to get the occasional message through the veil, right, Hades? Hecate shall always have our gratitude. She saved our little daughter, after all.
Take care, then.
I shall return. Family.
Greetings.
There she is. Did your mother and I hear correctly that you and your brother clashed in the midst of Elysium for all to see?
No, Father, it's not what you think. It was what you could call an exhibition match. A friendly challenge, nothing more. Though Zagreus did not go easy on me.
A shrewd decision on the boy's part, then. Or more likely, it was yours. For all the troubles in the underworld, this type of exhibition match, as you refer to it, may be exactly what the Shades require.
A morale boost. I suppose they do enjoy this type of violent entertainment over there. Well, as long as Malinui and Zagreus are open to it.
You trained with the Witch of the Crossroads. He trained with the greatest warrior that ever fought in mortal wars. Who is superior shall perhaps be subject to debate. Very well.
Down, girl.
Hello.
There's a good boy.
Isn't he?
How is Grandfather faring in the Isles of the Blessed? I was pleased to learn Lord Uncle Zeus and you were even able to find him an available post there.
My father is surprisingly quite competent in his newfound regard, at least thus far. The work itself is not too burdensome, although the residents of the Isles of the Blessed can be very demanding.
So Grandfather is looking after the most vaunted of Elysium, making certain that their needs are met, that sort of thing.
Essentially, that is correct. He is attentive to detail and not prone to forgetfulness. We shall be monitoring him to ensure he remains that way.
Family. It's really good to see you both here. Do all the satyrs and such leave you well alone?
We're not the ones having to violate the principles of reality as we understand it, daughter. It seems my father must permit his zealous followers to run free a while longer to prevent any further misunderstandings between us.
But to answer more directly, Malinui, the satyrs and such all flee from us on sight, often with little goat-like screams.
I know that you were not so fortunate. The least your mother and I can do is prepare you for the final confrontation that awaits. Very well.
Mother,
Malinui.
father.
You have my blessings as well, you know that, don't you, Malinui? Unfortunately, I'm not supposed to offer you the more tangible kind while we're cleaning up after Kronos.
Surely my own blessing shall suffice. Our daughter has already faced and vanquished this titan many times. There is no need to alter what has already been working well.
Simply seeing you two is enough to carry me to the end. Though I'm certain Mother's blessings would have made me even stronger. Power over life and death and such.
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose I take after my own mother more than I sometimes let on.
Daughter, your mother brought life to this realm where it never should have been able to take hold, and we are richer for it. Your mother sends you her warmest regards and regrets that she was unable to join me here this time. Certain matters at the house require her attention, if not mine.
Thank you. And please give my regards to Mother in kind. So you get to be here while she takes care of things there. Do you draw lots to determine who does what?
Drawing lots is how I wound up in this realm, and is not something I have done again. This is simpler, besides. Being here is how I can best ensure your continued success.
Mother,
Hades,
father.
look!
Is that you?
Our daughter, part of the unseen. Officially, Hades and I aren't even supposed to know of you, where you reside. Nothing.
The protection of the underworld is a responsibility we all share. But in retrospect, Nick's inner wisdom took certain additional precautions, yes.
I don't know how well kept of a secret the unseen are at this point. We had to emerge from the shadows once or twice in all this.
Nyx herself would be the first to say it's useful for the underworld to instill in others a certain kind of fear. But I feel so fortunate we know you not just from whispered tales of vengeance, but for who you are, Malinui.
Family.
You're here.
Calm down since the fields, have you?
He's resting up. Malinui, what do you make of this new age the Fates foretold? You know you have some mortal blood in you. Perhaps it's for the best.
We did all right with the Fates seemingly leaving everything to us. So if that's the way of things moving forward, I'm open to it. Though what happens to the underworld if the gods are to hold less sway?
We shall adapt, as we have always done. But unless this new age causes mortals to be relieved of their defining trait, that they all perish soon enough, then I should think what we do here shall always serve a vital purpose. Granted.
Hello, daughter.
It's you.
Sometimes I wish we could spend more time together, you know? But then I recall how it was for me growing up. Just don't forget we're here if you need anything.
Of course I won't. How was it living with Grandmother? She seems so intense and capable. I like her a lot.
I'm glad. Your grandmother Demeter and I, we had our difficulties now and then, but it's been better since I moved down here. My grand conclusion from it all is simply that children need their space. As hard as it is to let them go.
Family. Just this one head, I know.
Careful now.
Gold everywhere. The light refracting from it constantly assaults my eyes. This reconstruction shall be interminable. We're nowhere close to finishing the house itself.
It's all right, Hades. Things were quite recently much worse, and we've weathered worse storms. Why all the urgency?
If not for my sake, then for yours. These grounds ought to be as you always liked. But we shall tolerate my father's taste a while longer if we must. Apologies, Melinui. Here.
Melinui.
Daughter.
That little poem we gave you. We commissioned a very small number using only the finest gemstones, and always meant for you to have one once you were of age.
Well, surprise. And thank you. Not only is it beautiful, but it makes me feel more connected to the two of you.
Palms are said to have that effect. One could eat just a handful of their seeds and never want to leave the underworld again.
Mother, father. You like that, don't you?
I think he does. One of these days or nights, we'll have to tidy up this particular chamber, Hades.
It is yours.
I shall.